discussion and whatnot. Greetings, everybody. This is Super451 here with another episode of Weeb Warriors, and joining me, like always, is my friend Jordan. How you doing, Jordan?
I'm good, Tony. You?
Just another day, sleeping after working a night on graveyard, you know, that whole deal. But anyway, oh boy, the shows this week, a lot of interesting stuff, wouldn't you say, Jordan?
Yeah, I actually think that this week was rather solid all around. Definitely some shockers and some things that I should have seen coming but didn't. And then My Hero, honestly, pulling it in for the How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, pulling it in for the best episode this week. But My Hero Academia being a close second.
Oh, definitely, I can agree with you there.
And
just something that kind of surprised me that we're actually going to get for the last episode of this season for My Hero. We'll talk about that once we get to My Hero. So, Jordan, since we're going off your cue, what is the first thing we're going to discuss?
How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. The Young Girl Awakens. Ooh, buddy.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh. How do we, so last episode, I mentioned that Alicia was acting super hella weird. And I was like, oh no, this bitch is a Demon Lord worshiper. And lo and behold, this bitch is a Demon Lord worshiper. She tricks Diablo and Shara and essentially steals Clem and Rem away, where she then betrays Rem to Saddler, the paladin who just finished unpetrifying himself after having his magic reflected by Diablo 2 episodes prior.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 episodes prior. And this man's a piece of work, too.
Yeah, no, Saddler's a fucking nut job. But we'll get on him in a moment. And obviously, Saddler being the crazy nut job that he is, Alicia is easily able to manipulate him and paints Rem as a Demon Lord worshiper, and she as the protector of this young girl, because Clem is obviously in disguise, can't walk around with demon horns and tail inside of the city. That's just not going to work out well.
Definitely not.
Of course, Saddler takes it upon himself to go and attempt to purify Rem, AE Killer. Torturing begins, and Lord Jesus, that is a lot of swords. Yes. Where did you get all those swords?
Well, from the looks of it, he had swords on his hip and swords on his back, so at least we can account for 4.
Oh my goodness. I am not going to lie. If you've been watching it up to this point and you expect like Disney magic, this is the episode where that ends. And it ends abruptly.
Yeah, we see a girl die horribly.
Yeah. And she's not even dead yet. That's the worst part about it all.
And I gotta say, poor Rem. And when Saddler basically says, I hate these ears, this tail is evil, you are nothing but evil, and I'm going to cleanse you in the name of heaven.
Yeah, he definitely went a little racist there in the beginning. And I was just like, so only her demi-human traits are evil? All right, Saddler. Like, let's pick a degree here.
And then in a way I was satisfied when he got annihilated.
Yeah, so essentially what happens is that Rem makes Clem promise her that she won't kill anyone regardless of what happens to her. And during her torturing, Saddler attacks Clem. It finds out that she's a fallen, or he thinks that she's a fallen, and attempts to attack her. Rem intercepts the blow, critically wounding herself. And while she's having a very heart-touching moment with Clem, Saddler strides up and starts running swords through Rem's body, at least for maybe more. He enjoys this greatly. I believe he begins laughing maniacally as Rem bleeds out on the ground and is dying. And Clem undergoes her final stage of resurrection and becomes a true demon lord, and God, is she creepy.
Oh yeah. Oh lordy, lordy help me. And
She's
then you
like
get
some combination of insects,
uh
canine, and
some other
well,
weird shit like reptile. Let's throw reptile in there too.
yeah, I don't even know. It's the ugliest, scariest chimera, honestly, I've seen in a very long time. If it wasn't for the art style, that would have been like a deeply unsettling scene.
Oh, definitely. Oh, we can agree on that. And then we have Diablo basically breaking out of character. Well, the character that he's presenting himself in order to like search for help. Like, can you
Mhm.
help me find Rem and Clem? When
Of
he
which,
actually went,
I'm sorry, you can continue.
when he was looking, when he found everybody of the Adventurers Guild, actually just drinking and having a good time. And then just our boy, fucking Emil. He's like, friend, what's going on? You don't normally act like this. What's the deal here? And then just some random demi-human basically says, my buddy pretty much found uh, a bunch of paladins and whatnot taking a demi-human girl to a church. And then there was also another girl with her. And was like, thank you. I'm going there. I need help. And so Emil and the guildmaster are just going to help Diablo out. Oh boy. And then when Shiara, using the power of Turkey Shot, or Turkey Shot, like, hey, I found Rem over there, but she's like in critical condition. I'm like, fuck. Shit's going down for real here. And then the entire army of Fallen, led by Edelgard. Shit's just going up. Things are going tits up here. So the last episode's going to be really entertaining. And then something that I might add, because before we started the episode here, Jordan was watching this particular episode last, and he and I, on our personal Discord, started sending comments like, these hoes don't know how to spell biscuit.
They don't. Like they just start off with B and then they jump to C and then it's
It was S and T, like
yeah,
BST.
like what? Biscuits.
I mean, this is Shiara we're talking about here. She's not really the sharpest tool in the shed. If we're going by the anime logic of intelligence equating to bust size, typically, those who have huge honkers tend to not be the brightest. I mean, am I not wrong, Jordan?
I mean, it's definitely a common trope, unless, of course, everyone in the anime has big breasts, and then the smart girl also has big breasts. But
True. But in this case, Shiara is not the brightest.
yeah, no, she's definitely the most magically powerful, as we've been sort of hinted at.
Mm-hmm. But hey, at least we had something pleasant before the shitstorm happened.
Yeah, yeah, it was short-lived, Tony. The shit it started like 5 minutes into the episode and didn't end until the credits rolled. Like I don't know what else to say.
In case, like the worst thing to ever happen, just right as the episode ends, it's just terrible things happening all around.
Ridiculous.
Just a waking nightmare.
Yeah.
But
So
this episode, even though we're talking about all the shit hitting the fan, this was solid.
oh yeah, it was definitely a really good episode, and despite everything that we've been saying, it really does set up well for the final episode of the season, episode 12. I don't know the name, but it's going to be Diablo versus Clem in her full demon form, and Diablo's gonna have to pull out all the stops on this one. So it should be interesting to see. I actually don't know how this fight plays out. I'm assuming he wins, but how he wins is completely lost to me.
Oh, and I kind of did a little bit of my own searching because thanks to a little app that I have on my phone, I was able to actually read one chapter that is well past this point in the manga. And yeah, he does win. I don't know how he wins exactly.
I'd assumed that everything was going to progress because, you know, he is the main character, and I know there's chapters after this, so
Oh, yeah,
it'd be rather awkward. I've only ever seen one anime where they killed off the main character in the middle of the series, and it still continued.
Oh, I forgot what that was.
It's Mahabaro. Either way, moving right along. He's alive in a capacity, but that's not important.
This is true.
So yeah, really solid episode. Looking forward to seeing episode 12. Diablo has work cut out for him. Clem's kind of disturbing, but I'm glad she wore clothes this episode. Alicia needs to die. I hope they bring back him, and I'm sure there's going to be more fan service with Shara somehow, some way before the series concludes. Like they just have to.
But like in order of things, resolving the main plot, helping Alicia find Jesus.
Nah, you
Fan
need to find
service
the end of a blade.
You're well past that point.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, come on now.
I mean, true. Because you're on about people needing to find Jesus, and now you're saying that she needs to find the edge of a blade. All right, Jordan, I see you.
Hey man, I feel like finding Jesus. There's a degree. You have
And
problems.
she's well
She was supposed to find Jesus last episode. She missed that window.
Yep. Well, I guess. Or she needs to find some way to either be impaled by either a blade or something else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Diablo will figure it out. But that is all that I have to say on how not to summon a demon lord.
So let's just move on to the next show.
Yeah, up next is Cells at Work, Heat Stroke. So in this episode, the body is undergoing heat stroke. Apparently, wherever the body is moving is extremely hot, and they are poorly hydrated, and then they suffer for it. And while that's going on, Bacillus Ceres decides that they're going to try to take over the body, much to the dismay of White Blood Cell. So Tony, you finished watching this rather recently. What are your opinions on this?
Well, going into a little bit of my own personal history, due to some things that I choose to do, like wearing nothing but black in the middle of the heat, people say you're going to suffer from heat stroke, but joke's on them. I don't suffer from heat stroke. I actually keep myself hydrated. So suck on that, folks. But anyway, nobody can really in the grand scheme of things. But that aside, seeing White Blood Cell pretty much suffer the fate that most people see me suffering. Instead, in this fight with this particular bacteria, and then seeing all these individuals, like all the red blood cells, just trying to strip themselves, like trying to fight off the heat. And then one of the things that I must say is that the cells that are controlling the sweat glands, their captain has the best mutton chops I've ever seen in anime. Well, one of them. Mutton chops.
I can't with you. The captain has the best rain dance suit I've ever seen.
This is
I don't know what religion that's based off of, but it was hilarious.
It kind of looks like a form of Takemichizuchi, which is a deity connected to lightning in Shintoism.
Hey, whatever gets the rains to come.
This is true. And while this is happening and all the white blood cells fighting the bacteria, we get to see someone actually going to the, well, not necessarily, but this is, well, the world outside, they don't realize, like, hey, the body's, like, went to the hospital, is injected with something to get the electrolytes going.
Yes. When when the light came, and I was confused. I was like, why is there light appearing in the sky? And
I was
then
ready
the
for some
IV
bullshit.
drip comes in. I'm just like, stop the madness.
Yes.
It's like manna from heaven.
Yeah. And then just water coming down. Like, yes. And I couldn't help but see everyone just suffering from the heat. Even the platelets were suffering.
Yes, which was terribly cute.
Yes, why would you want to make those poor cinnamon rolls suffer? Why would you do this?
It's not cinnamon
You're
roll.
awful.
Not cinnamon roll.
Yes,
But people really do love the platelets.
like, why would you want those poor things to suffer? I mean,
Amen. Some people are just cruel like that. But yeah,
yes, monsters.
ultimately that was the beginning, middle, and end. Cells at Work is funny, it's well orchestrated, but it's not really an anime of a lot of substance, which I wouldn't say is a downside because it's supposed to be sort of a lighthearted but informative comedy. I also learned way more about Sweat than I honestly ever really wanted to know, and it almost makes you develop an appreciation for it.
Yeah, this is very true. And I also like the fact that you have these like this narrator basically say various symptoms of different conditions and like little fun facts about what the cells are supposed to do and a little bit of the bacteria that invades the body during certain circumstances. It's all very informative and very interesting. And I enjoy Cells at Work for what it is. It's really funny and very informative, like you said. And as someone who doesn't really pay attention all that much to like the inner machinations of the body, even though I am somewhat in the medical field due to my line of work. And I know some of these things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that there were different variations of heat stroke, which that's a surprise to me. I just knew of heat stroke of what it was, and then vertigo and some of the symptoms of heat stroke and whatnot. But
I'm not gonna lie, I don't dedicate anything about the human body to memory. Any fact that I do know is random luck. Something stuck when it all, for all intents and purposes, shouldn't.
Yep, this is true. But anyway, yet another good episode of Cells at Work. I cannot wait to see what the what the series has to present, because instead of the typical 12 episodes for like a one and done anime, we're getting 13 with Cells at Work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit more, who knows. But I'm going with 13 because even though Jordan doesn't pay attention to the singers, we're getting a two-parter for the next 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. And all in all, just another solid episode.
Yep.
So what's next, Jordan?
Yuna and the Haunted Hot Spring.
Oh, sweet.
Episode 10, the overly aggressive Sagiri. I'm butchering these names. And the Seaside School in Kogarashi.
Oh my god. So yet another episode that I watched. I watched this before Cells at Work when I was initially setting everything up for this week's episode of Weeb Warriors. Oh my good lord. So essentially the first half of the episode is Sagiri and her another ninja of hers, Urara, go swimsuit shopping with Kogarashi. And the very modest Sagiri is pretty much forced to wear claws masquerading as Hesivara, trying to make her seem more aggressive, with the underlying subtext saying, this guy on our side. So I want you to use your body to full effectiveness.
Yeah, effectively, she was trying to bring Kogarashi over to the ninja clan by using Sagiri to seduce him. in a very thinly veiled attempt at that. But lo and behold, good guy Kogarashi, oblivious Kogarashi, misses all of these blatant signs.
This is very, very true. And it's just nothing but nonsense. Constant, utter nonsense.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. So obviously, with them going to the seaside school, there had to be an obligatory swimsuit bathing portion of the episode, which is what me and Tony were just referring to.
Yep, there has
obviously that goes as you would expect. It's very formulaic,
as per tradition, with shows like this.
Yep.
Jordan was a bit.
And then we get to the seaside school. And obviously, being that they're yokai in this and there's water, obligatory tentacle monster, right? Like, come on now. What else are you going to do? Like, there's nothing else. So that happens.
Of course, and it has to be an eel, too.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Then it looks like... Jordan, we're technical problems here because you're bugging in and out.
Oh, I was blaming you for that because you weren't going in and out.
Having problems here.
Oh, well, it's a little struggle-tastic, but we only have one more show to get through and then the anime soapbox. So hold together, internet. Hold together.
Come on now. But anyway, as I was trying to say, yes, of course, this Hydra thing has to be an eel.
Yep. For whatever reason.
So whatever reason, because these must be the facts.
Yep. That, and they were stripped naked, and of course we had the obligatory bare breast on the back.
Because we need more fan services. Everything Yep. Yet another cliche we have to go with.
Yep. I mean, the anime is filled with them. I just find it refreshing the way that.
And also another cliche is the test. Come on now.
Oh, the test of courage?
There we go. That's much better.
Yeah, the test of courage is definitely a cliche for these sort of things. But what would be Beach Vacation if they didn't do a test of courage, right? Like, every anime that I've ever seen that goes on Seaside School does this. I have no idea if it's actually that prevalent in Japanese society or if it's this purely anime thing, but nonetheless, it always happens and it always goes wrong.
Yep, and poor Chisaki here wanted to help Kogarashi's name, basically in her mind being sullied by people not believing that he's actually the spirit badass.
Well, she's about to get her opportunity because lo and behold, guess what appears out of lay nowhere? Conveniently placed monster. I mean, a random yokai.
Yeah, this ugly ass thing.
Yep, it has mouth in the center of its chest. Very, very classic ugly.
Just classic, and the two individuals that he's going to be saving are two of the dudes that have been bad-mouthing him the entire episode.
Yep, they constantly think that Kogarashi's like either lying or pulling a joke on people. It's just like, that's a rather persistent joke, don't you think?
Definitely.
Also, these dumb bastards, you mean to tell me a fucking whale just appeared in the shallows and you didn't see it?
Yeah, because they just want to think, oh, he must be lying because he must be a chuny or suffer from chunibyo. Like, fucking great, you stupid bastards. Gotta leave it to dumb bastards to try to downplay a lot of things. But I gotta say, it's always entertaining to see some characters get really embarrassed. Like Sagiri, just her expressions are just golden.
Yeah. And she definitely has this sort of ugly duckling thing going on with her physique that she believes is unattractive because it's trained for combat. And I guess the actual reality of things, which is something that her friend brought up.
Yeah, because apparently her toned body equates in her Urara's mind as like, God damn, you're well stacked.
Well, I mean, there's a reality and then there's a fiction, right? There's a it's just what it is.
These are the facts. These are the actual factuals.
Yep, but enough about stacked anti-demon ninjas.
Yes, but yet another solid episode of Unit in the Haunted Hot Spring. I cannot wait to see how the cliffhanger of this episode plays out in next week's episode. So let's get down to our last show, which is My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia, Deku versus Kachan Part 2, with Part 1 having been way back in Season 1? No.
Yeah, Season 1.
Yeah. So, Bakugo discovers or finally puts together that Midoriya is the successor of All Might and his power and challenges him to a fight in a weird sort of uh, emotional pity party deal where he's trying to establish that he's not inferior to Midoriya, even though he wasn't the chosen one.
It's all going down into Bakugo's superiority/inferiority complex, where he took the ideals of All Might being a hero that can never lose, that always wins, and he took that ideal to such a degree that he gets in his head where he must win every time. Because Bakugo and All Might share very similar personality traits. And then you get Izuku, who embodies the ideals of what it means to be a true hero, even before he got One for All.
Exactly.
As his quirk, where he ran into danger with a smile on his face, which All Might did.
Mm-hmm.
And just having these two characters basically on opposite ends of what All Might taught them, albeit in the most indirect or direct way possible, and they're diverging cases. And the fight between these two was really great. And ultimately, like it did in the manga, Bakugo wins the fight.
Yes, he does. Which I don't disagree with because of just the sheer nature of their relationship. But I'm kind of tired of Bakugo winning shit.
I mean, in a way, it was Bakugo basically working his inner conflicts out. And in his mind,
by that same stroke, I don't give a shit about his inner conflicts, Tony.
I know, Jordan. I'm just playing devil's advocate here because you would get like fucking Jay to explain things like this, and oh boy. And when he says he's going to be here for the final episode, his ass better be here because of what's going to happen next, because I'm surprised that they're actually going to be doing this soon, might I add. Oh.
As an anime only, I have no idea what you're referring to, but okay.
Oh, the 8 precepts of death are coming. The 8 precepts of death are coming.
Well, I mean, you got to set up for the next season, right?
Yep. And then the big 3. Oh, and the big 3 of UA. Oof, yes. Fucking rad. But yeah, but to basically wrap this up, essentially, Bakugo wins the fight. All Might talks to Midoriya and Bakugo about the whole situation. Aizawa basically punishing the two individuals for starting to fight in one of the arenas, where Bakugo is on house arrest for 4 days and Midoriya's on house arrest for 3 days since Bakugo threw the first punch. And all the other students in Class 1A basically saying, "You dumbasses. Well, hopefully you don't get too far behind. See ya."
Amen. You gotta go for what you know.
Yep, so they're pretty much meant to clean the entire dorm by themselves.
Oh,
And before well, it appears that our one viewer, which is my buddy Jeffrey, said only one thing in the comments, which is Gurren Lagann.
gone.
I don't know why, but I think you should clarify these things, Jeffrey. You'll pretty much leave people confused and whatnot.
Did he? I'm trying to think of where he might have said it in reference to, given the context of the anime.
Series that pretty much end with the main character dying midway in.
No, he didn't. Kamino was never the main character. It was always about Simone. Watch the damn first episode, people. It's not fucking Kamina talking. Did you think that the narration was just from third person for the fuck of it? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Oh my lord. I don't know what you were referring. Okay, so Jeffrey says here, it was when you were talking about anime where the main character died halfway, though. He was in my heart.
Well, he was in everyone's heart, but you gotta believe in the you that believes in Kamina, okay?
Yes, this is true. These are the facts. But anyway, I'm excited because I kind of stopped reading My Hero at some point in time, and this was during the arc that introduces the big three, which are third-year students in UA, and they're fucking strong-ass quirks, and with everyone who has a professional license, they get to go on basically take an internship with the big three.
Boom, boom.
Which is fucking sick. And we also get introduced to the main antagonist of the forthcoming arc here. Overhaul and his 8 precepts of death.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Jordan, you're going to like this guy.
I've actually already looked him up. I know what his quirk is, and I'm just like, as long as I never, ever, 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 forever, ever have to deal with something like this in real life, we're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because for those anime onlys, whoo boy, you're in for a treat. Overhaul instantly became one of my favorite villains in this series because of his ideal, like the way he presents himself, his origin, his quirk, and his whole plan, and just in the chapters that basically present him as the main threat, he is a legitimate threat.
It makes you wonder, like, you know, you have to start questioning. It's like, I wonder if All For One made the best choice of the underling here. I get the whole making All Might suffer thing, but also,
yeah, it's just if you really want to destroy arch nemesis, yeah, you would get somebody who can pretty much annihilate things at a touch. I mean, the perfect quirk for healing and destruction, might I add.
The left and right hands of God. But doesn't matter because it's not going to save him.
Very true. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to the last episode. And Jay, if you're ever going to be watching this particular episode, your happy ass better be here joining us and talking about the last episode of My Hero, or so help me God.
Yeah, I mean, come on now, show up. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, we may have to perform our own dance in order to summon you, Jay. But other than that,
nope, you got me all fucked up there, Tony.
But But anyway, so let's get to the Otaku Soapbox discussion for this week. And I decided to change things up on everybody here. Given the central theme for this particular episode, especially with the first show we talked about, like utter terror and just things that terrify us in anime.
So I pulled up my Kitsu, which is, for those that don't know, Kitsu is just like my anime list, or my anime network. I don't know what the damn thing is. Help me out here, Tony.
It's basically like a list of anime that you've watched.
The website.
Fuck. My anime list?
Okay, so I was right. It's similar to it, but it's I like it better. It stemmed from Hummingbird, was purchased by some company or another, and has been rebranded Kitsu. Long story short, is where I keep track of all the anime I've ever watched in my entire life. Tony, did you want to begin, or should I?
Well, I think I should begin like the Alicia part in fucking How Not to Summon a Demon Lord is one of the moments in anime that ultimately terrify me, because it's the sort of like pants wetting sort of terror that I come across every now and then. You don't know fear until you feel like you're gonna wet your pants. Like, oh shit, everything's about to go down. Or you have one of your favorite girls from Armed Girls Machiavellianism, the dead-eyed swordswoman.
Disturbing.
Yes.
Deeply.
Yeah, this is sheer terror also. Admittedly, in the fight scene that mainly focused her, she had to be butt-ass naked to kind of like counterbalance the utter creepiness behind it all.
Yes.
and of course, I have to like go to my go-to for just me being a total whore for this series. Fate Zero, when anything was Gilles de Rais, the caster of that particular Holy Grail War, and his child murdering ways, along with his master, and the eldritch abominations that Gilles summoned. Ugh.
You seen
utter
one
terror.
Dead kid, you seen a bunch.
Huh?
Said you seen one dead kid, you seen a bunch.
Yep, and when you see like people getting eviscerated and turned into as Slurpees, in like in Blood Sea, fuck hell.
Oh no, all of Blood Sea. I don't even know why the hell you mentioned that, Tony. Why would you do that?
Because shit gets weird and creepy when I mention Blood Sea.
Unsee that immediately. Unsee all of it. Now I'm gonna have nightmares. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
I always have nightmares, Jordan. I always have nightmares.
Oh my goodness. All right.
There's some things that I can't unsee anymore, Jordan. Especially when you introduce me to a show where you see someone falling apart. And what was that one show again that you wanted me to see?
Oh, Psychano.
Yes.
This world's, yo, you want to talk about some sad shit. Don't do it to yourself, kids. Do not watch Psychano.
If you have a death wish, if you want to feel sad for a good long while, watch it.
Because there's no upswing. Psychano is just indefinitely sad, and then it's over.
Yeah, if you want to see some horrible shit go down, definitely.
But yeah, Tony, you still got more on your list?
Oh, let's see. Let's go with what Jeffrey, our one viewer in the comments, basically saying. The most terrifying thing for me is when an anime is an isekai and an overpowered protagonist. Also, filler chapters. Sakura's heartworm problem, way scarier than Gilles de Rais. Well, if you want to be molested by crestworms, then yeah. But for all seriousness, I had nightmares about turning into Tag after the finale of Evangelion.
Oh, Evangelion was more confusing than scary.
But I think that's enough of the things that I've experienced. Or if you want to talk about a different sort of terror that ultimately is kind of comical and uh, very karma-induced, Skull Days is a thing.
That's a whole major type of horror. Like at least the last episode.
That's a
It's
karmatic
just
transcendent
unsettling
terror.
for most of it, and you're like, "Wow, this dude is such a dick." And then you get to the last episode, it's like, "Oh,
Yeah, very true. I think that's enough of my dumbass saying things. So, Jordan, let's go to you now.
okay." Well, I'm just gonna go down the list, and as I see titles that scared me, I will mention it. All right, so I wasn't afraid of the title itself, but Senki, which is Tanya of the Tanya Blue Eyes or something of that nature, or Tanya
Mm,
the Terrible.
mm.
That's not what that name
Oh,
translates to exactly, but
oh,
nonetheless.
oh, the Lolly Nazi.
Yeah, Saga of Tanya the Evil.
The Lolly Nazi. Oh,
Oh
sweet
yeah,
Jesus.
her face is unsettling.
Oh,
Da, 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 um, some scenes in Ajin, season 1 and season 2. Cordelia Code. It was disturbing the way they just outright killed some of these kids. Like,
oh, okay.
yeah, if you just want to see some children die in brutal fashion, yeah, there you go. In that same note, all of Magica.
Very true. Oh,
Um,
the witches are horrifying.
yeah, I mean, like,
Mm.
okay, waited. The first episode of Attack on Titan, and actually only the first, because that's at that point you just kind of get desensitized to the fuckery. Another, its entirety. Um,
I mean, yes, I could agree with you with another. Uh,
Attack on Titan wasn't disturbing to you.
no, no, I don't really care for Attack on Titan.
Hmm, interesting.
And besides, once you see one woman get devoured by a giant, you see it all.
I suppose. I've seen so much in my life. It's like sort of going through this list is like, some of these series I only vaguely remember.
And some of these series we actually overlap with each other, Jordan.
Yeah, I'm sure our list overlap a lot, given our Blue Gender, very old series back in 1999, deals with aliens, well, bug-like aliens. Imagine Starship Troopers the anime,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh.
it has the same survivability rate.
Ooh. Ooh no.
Oh yeah, this was not a game, Tony. This was not a game at all. Dance of the Vampire Bund, but for being creepy as shit. And
Yeah, I could agree with you there because when you have a lolly vampire parading like that, it's very unsettling in its own special brand of terror.
you know, many of the scenes in Dead Man Wonderland, especially when they're doing their penalty game, all of
Mm.
Cash Earned Sins. If you have not seen Cash Earned Sins, I recommend giving it a watch. It's presented in this almost. It came out in 2008. It follows a dystopian world where, following the death of a robotic messiah, effectively, a assassin known as Cashern has caused the end of the robotic world. He essentially made them mortal, uh, and now they're rusting away, which is an interesting concept. Suddenly, a bunch of people that were believed to be mortal have to contend with their mortality, and the animation style is pretty interesting. But it's really just unsettling the way it's presented through the whole thing. I don't know how they do that, but they manage it.
I mean, when you got something to work with, you can work with it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that I find most unsettling don't actually have to do with like horror or anything. Like, Claymore, I didn't find, or Claymore, Elfin Lied. I watched those completely fine. It was a little bit like ooh, but
Much.
nothing that was like ooh. I'm going to think about that all night, which is weird considering how
Yeah.
very violent Elfin Lied is. I watched Elfin Lied when I was really young, so I just sort of internalized a lot of that stuff. Um, Probably why I'm messed up now.
I can agree with you there, man. I mean, some of the things that we tend to watch when it comes to anime, we are we're definitely desensitized to a lot of things here.
Yep, I've seen too much.
Yeah, and so have I. I've seen a lot of nightmares. A lot of nightmares. But with Claymore, I can agree with you there in all honesty, since I've actually watched Claymore myself, and sure, some of the things may look unsettling, but at the end of the day, it's not that terrifying.
Yeah, it's very weird zone of intermediate things.
I mean, another one for me, I guess, is kind of in the realm of like kind of an uncanny valley meets creepiness, is Duskman of Amnesia. Basically, the whole plot is that a kid who can see a ghost girl and the two of them try to solve the mystery of her death because she forgot how she died.
Mm.
And some of the scenes in this story, it's creepy as shit.
Oh, some of the scenes from ReZero very unsettling.
Oh, definitely. ReZero is very unsettling and just comical to watch.
Yeah, because my dude was doing good for a while, and then his brain just started just flamboiling, and he was no good for a long time.
And we have Jeffrey here saying, but the frog girls make up for all the nightmares. Oh, I don't.
No, Jeff, not even a little bit.
Yeah, Jeffrey, sometimes, buddy, there's some things you just don't say. But hey,
Oh,
it's all.
also the original Berserk. I mean, all of it.
Yes, true. Very true. I can agree with you
All
there.
it was great, and I can never unsee those images.
Neither can I. I cannot unsee a lot of the images with that series. No.
Oh fuck! I wish I hadn't even remembered this one.
And
What's
that being?
the English name for it? Because I can't. I'm gonna butcher the uh, Japanese. Brunhilde, Brunhilde in the Darkness.
Oh, that boring schlockfest.
Yo, but when you just see a bunch of women start dissolving, that's
Oh,
not
yeah, very
okay.
true. You know what? When I initially saw it for the first time, I was like, whoa, dude. Because I knew that it was from the same creator as Elfen Lied. Because shit be fucked up if it's from the same creator.
Yep.
And I was like, yep, why didn't I expect this to be Sunshine and Rainbows when the title is Brunhilde in the Darkness?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the hell you thought that. Bloodsea, we mentioned that, but yeah, I think that's it for me, honestly.
Yeah, and I think I can mention a lot of other things that I found very unsettling for just various different reasons. And I think, oh, okay. I got one more, and then we'll end this episode here. The last few episodes of Yashiga no Sora, or anything, or by extension, Aki Sora in itself. Yashiga no Sora is a series that basically takes the Amigami SS approach to the harem genre, where you have individual stories based on different romantic interests. And the last couple of episodes of that particular series is a twincest pairing. So make of that what you will.
No, I don't think I'll be making anything of it, honestly.
Very true. It's very unsettling to watch. No. Then you have Aki Sora, that 2-episode OVA where tons of fucking is involved. Most of it's between an older sister and her little brother.
Unhear it, unsee it.
And then it gets far worse, my dude. It gets far worse, my dude. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Because it involves twincest, it involves other shit.
No.
Oh, and reading the manga of Akisara. Oh Lord.
I rebuke it.
Some things you can never unsee. I have memories of this. I will never forget. I cannot forget.
Just unremember them. I have lost all memory of most of the incest anime that I've ever seen in my life for good reason. Because I can't. I just can't. And the worst part about it is that the incest genre has got me really messed up because I'll watch a series and just keep hoping. It's just like, oh, they're not going to actually be related in the end. It's going to be like his adoptive sister, which happens often enough that it actually leads me to have hope. And then sometimes I'm just wrong. I'm so very wrong.
Yeah. Let's just leave it by. Let's leave this
first. At least be cousins. Nope, that's your full blood sister. Okay.
Yeah, let's just leave this episode with the one thing that terrifies the both of us: incest plots in most romantic anime or anime that have romance plots that involve incest.
Facts. Or little kids.
This is also true. These are this is also the actual factuals.
The actual factuals. Yeah.
So join us, everyone, for the last episodes of the last couple of episodes for all the shows that we have seen so far for this season, spring 2018, and we're just waiting for fall to start with a good upswing here. So this has been Serpentine 451, aka Tony and Jordan. Check out Quentin's channel, which is, remind me again, Jordan, what Quentin's channel is.
Don't have me lying. He changed it recently. If you give me a moment, I will be able to tell you most accurately. It is Ninja Black HD.
All right. So look for that channel because he makes some excellent content.
Yep. He does gaming fails, game reaction, anime and movie reaction, playthroughs, and just gives his general thoughts on gaming and the gaming industry.
And if you like some of the content here, make sure you subscribe to my channel here, because if you like our brand of nonsense, which I think some of you do, make sure to let me know that you've actually saw this video in its entirety in the comment section below. Just like this video, if you want to, that is. And just subscribe, like the typical YouTuber bullshit that I have to peddle here that I don't typically do.
If you like this video, smash that like button.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of this stupid shit. See you guys later.